Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from today. We appreciate you taking the time for today's Q&A session with our University at Buffalo MS in Supply Chain Management Faculty Director, Dr. Mike Wei. Many of you submitted questions during the registration process, and we appreciate you taking the time to do so. We will cover off on them during today's session before we open it up to questions. Just a few housekeeping tips before we get started. This session is being recorded, and we will share the recording with you in about 1 week's time once it's edited and transcribed. Additionally, we'll have additional sessions coming up in the coming months, so please be sure to join us for additional sessions and one-on-one advising appointments. We also are still continuing to accept applications for the summer 2025 cycle. If you're an international applicant, I highly encourage you to submit your application and all materials as soon as possible, as we are getting close to that, timeline where you need to be admitted, go after your I-20, and then secure your visa. But we are still accepting applications, and we'll continue to accept domestic applications into June. So I want to cover off on a few frequently asked questions before we get started with Dr. Wei's slides. Is the GMAT or GRE required? No, the University of Buffalo School of Management uses a test optional admissions process. You may upload a strong GMAT or GRE score report to your application, but you're not required to do so. Students have asked how long is the program and when do classes begin? The program is 11 months in length and classes begin in early July. Classes actually start July 8th. Orientation is on July 7th, so students must arrive on campus by July 6th. Students take 6 credits of classes in the summer, 12 credits in the fall, and 12 credits in the spring. Students have asked, is this program STEM? Absolutely. The MS in Supply Chain Management program is STEM designated, providing an extra 24 months of OPT, or optional practical training, for a total of 36 months. Some students have asked, are there course prerequisites and is work experience required? No, there are not any course prerequisites and work experience is not required to apply, but I'll ask Dr. Wei to provide additional detail on what competitive applicants bring to the program and also additional highlights about the program curriculum and co-curricular opportunities. So with that, I'm excited to turn it over to Dr. Wei.
Thank you, Megan. And let me try to share my screen. A second. And try to move a little bit.
Looks great.
Okay, Megan, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, perfect. All right, good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. I'm Dr. Mike Wei, and the faculty director for the program, and my role majority was try to design a rigorous curriculum and support your success academically during your time at UB. I think some of you have asked what is the program and how this program is going to help me in my career and in my finding a job or in my deep understanding of the supply chain. To answer those questions, I would start with saying that the UB MS in the supply chain management program is designated to equip students with cutting-edge knowledge, analytical skills, and real-world experience to excel in today's dynamic global supply chain. The program is STEM designated and offer a data-driven and technology-focused curriculum. And our students will learn from the world-class faculty members and industry leaders, bring theory and practical applications together. So the students are going to benefit both from strong employee connections, internship and career coaching, and job placement support. So they are going to, if they are graduate, they're going to join our elite alumni network and assess diverse career paths in the procurement, logistics, operations, supply chain, business analytics, etc. So, and UB is a top-ranked business school, ensure that you gain the skill, connections, and credentials to lead to innovative career in the supply chain management. So elevate your careers. If you're still on the fence, so please join us. As Megan talked about, I'm going to start with the curriculum design and the UB Management Science in the Supply Chain Management program spans over 3 semesters, beginning in the early July. And this year is going to be July 7th. I think all the programs are going to start. It's going to consist of total 30 credits, constructed as 12 credits of the core courses, 3 credits of flexible core, and 12 credits of electives. Whatever you want to explore, then those electives are going to help you to those directions. And the last is going to be 3 credits of the capstone course. And the UB program is STEM designated, so that allow the international students to apply for up to 36 months of OPT program, optimal practical training program. So that's going to be a great plus if you want to elevate your career within the United States, or if you want to try to experience yourself before you determine what you want to do, either within the United States or back into your home countries. And now let's talk about those 3 components. The first is going to be the core curriculum. For each semester, you will have at least 1 core courses. And in practical sense, you are going to take the MGO 630 Operations and Service Management in the summer, followed by 2 core courses, Global Operations Management and Supply Chain Analytics in the fall, and finally, Logistics Management in the spring. Besides the core, then you have the flexibility to choose and list from one of those flexible core courses, such as the Production and Inventory Analytics, Purchasing and Supply Management, or Sustainable Operations. Those 3 flexible core courses are going to offer different focus and concentration on the specific domain. While only 1 flexible core course is required, but if you want to take additional ones, please be my guest. And in the final spring semester, students have to complete the capstone course. I think this is more about combination of what you have accumulated up until now, try to connect with the industry practical perspective. And I'm going to discuss this more in the details later on. Besides those required courses, then you have the flexibility to select 12 credits to tailor your learning experience and strengthen your personal brand in the job market. And as you can see, there's going to be a mix of STEM designated courses and non-STEM electives. So this is going to be balanced. This balance going to ensure that a well-rounded skill set, combining both analytical experience with managerial and strategic decision-making abilities. Of course, if you want to explore any other courses from, say, engineering, computer science, then we can always talk about it. I think the curriculum is flexible enough to tailor to your individual needs. Now, I promised you I get back to the capstone course early on. So let's talk about a little bit more about the capstone, the MGO 647, the supervised research. First of all, of course, I don't want to get intimidated saying that this is more kind of academic research. You need to read paper, write equations. No, that is not the purpose. This course is can be research-oriented or can be practically based project. The purpose was try to help students apply the knowledge and techniques you have studied, gained through the academic programs to analyze, develop solutions for real-world supply chain challenges faced by real business organizations. So you are going to be worked under the faculty members' supervision and administered by the Center for Supply Chain Analytics. The Center for the Supply Chain Analytics will serve as a hub for interdisciplinary research, promote the best supply chain management practices. Through the center, you are going to connect it with your learning experience with the real business practice in the emerging industries and collaborate with our faculty members and the industry leaders from the Buffalo area on innovative research ideas or practical projects. Here, I'm going to list some of the potential projects and areas you might be of interest from the center. And of course, if those projects is not something you want to pursue, then you also can explore project clinic, where you can also work with additional industry projects or challenges. Or if you prefer, you can come up with your own projects and work with our faculty members to address those challenges. The only thing required is by the end of this course, or which are going to be at the end of the program, you are going to submit the final project reports detailing your analysis, findings, and solutions. And then the faculty members are going to review those findings and give you the final approval so that you're ready to attend the graduation. And there's lots of and we're going to celebrate with you together, and your family, your friends, your professors, all proud of you. So now let's come up with the last most important question. What comes next? I think for many of you, the next step will going to be secure a job and building a successful career. This program has equipped you with both foundational knowledge and hands-on experience. So they're going to prepare you for leadership role in the supply chain management. Your career journey will going to evolve over time for sure, progressing through the typically following 3 stages. Typically, fresh graduate with limited experience may often begin with the entry-level role as analyst, coordinator, or specialist. But if you come with some experience or you accumulate more experience as you climb up the ladder, then you're going to transition into more managerial roles, overseeing key supply chain functions as supply chain manager, procurement manager, operations manager, or eventually you're going to elevate into the more strategic decision-making responsibility and executive levels, such as chief operating officers, director of procurement and sourcing, VP of supply chain. This, of course, this list is not exhaustive, but it highlights some of the many career possibilities that is available to you. And last, I want to address some of the common questions typically addressed to me, saying that what is the unique UB experience compared to other program? I just want to highlight some of the things that I think students may want to focus on, and that may help them to make the final decision whether they want to come or whether they want to apply, regardless of which stage you were in right now. First, of course, you'll be offered a Stern designated analytical-driven supply chain program and ideal for today's job markets. And UB is one of the elite public university and offer affordable tuition and a high job placement. So that's going to be exceptional for return of investment. And the location of the UB is important as well. It's going to be near the Canadian border, which give UB students a unique exposure to international logistics and cross-border trade. And the UB School of Management boasts a strong network of employees, both locally and nationally. The program are going to include the hands-on experience, projects, and the research opportunities, and with companies like Rich Products on Morg. Career coaching is personalized and proactive as well, helping students to secure roles in the supply chain analysis, logistic coordination, and operations strategies. And the students can customize the career path through interdisciplinary collaborations with other departments like engineering, if you're interested in the healthcare, public health, if you're interested in the AI or computer science related, then computer science department. All those departments are going to be very strong at the UB, so this interdisciplinary collaboration are going to enhance students' experience as well. Finally, the UB faculties are both scholars and practitioners, so creating a balance of theory and applications. So I think that's all right now I have to say, but if you have any more questions for me, then I'm more than happy to help. Okay, Megan, back to you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Wei. So before we jump into questions, there were some questions submitted during the registration process about assistantships and scholarships. So the tuition fees for this program, and I also want you to realize that a graduate program is really an investment in yourself and your future career prospects and trajectory. Our current New York State resident tuition fees are estimated at $19,058.22, and non-resident tuition fees are estimated at $36,178. So you can find more details about that on the program website, and then you can also go into additional detail about all the tuition fees on the student accounts website, which is buffalo.edu/student accounts. We do offer merit-based scholarships ranging from $2,000 to $5,000. Now, our priority deadline for merit-based scholarships was in January, but if there are additional opportunities, we will be continuing to go through admitted applications to make additional scholarship offers. Also, students can secure assistantship positions or on-campus employment once they are admitted and pay their $500 tuition deposit. Once you pay your deposit, you'll have access to the University Career Design Center, where the majority of the assistantship positions and on-campus employment opportunities are posted. Um, as a School of Management student, you actually have access to two career centers. You'll have a dedicated career advisor in the School of Management's Career Resource Center that we refer to as the CRC. And additionally, you have access to search postings and post your resume on the university's Career Design Center website. Both career centers use two different platforms and offer different job postings and different resources. So I think that's another huge benefit that the program offers. So at this point, I'd like to open it up for additional questions. Um, Okay, thanks for the question. On your I-20 document, they note your CVIS major, which doesn't always match the MS program description. So if they've listed Master of Science in Management Science, I'll look at your I-20 to make sure it's correct. But the Office of International Admissions ensures that there's multiple majors that might fall into one CVIS code. So that's why it could differ between the degree program and the CVIS major. Any additional questions? The group is small enough. If you want to unmute and ask a question, feel free to do so, or feel free to type it into the chat and we can respond then too. It's really a great opportunity to have some time with Dr. Wei, the faculty director, to learn more details about the ins and outs of the program. Sure, awesome. So, Dr. Wei, Rachel would like to know, how does the curriculum differ from classes I've taken as an undergraduate supply chain management concentration student?
That's an excellent question. I think right now, if you take the undergraduate courses, then the undergraduate courses are going to be more focused on tell you what is available in the supply chain management, but we're not going to go to depth. I teach both undergraduates and graduates. So then you're going to see that graduate courses is going to be more kind of focused and going to more depth. Right now, I'm teaching the logistics management, which are going to be one of the core courses for the supply chain management program. In my class, I have two or three undergraduate students taking in. You're going to see that they're going to talk to me saying that, Dr. Wei, I take your undergraduate course in the service operations management. I would say that this is going to be on a totally different level. The depth and the requirement is going to be very different. You're going to see the graduate course are going to be more, pace is much faster, and we're going to cover more kind of practices and more tools. And we have more lever trying to provide different research experience. We're going to provide multiple cases, and we have the simulation game. You must try by yourself using all your information you have learned. Try to play this simulation game to act as operations managers. Try to win the competition. Those are going to be a combination of the theory and practical kind of the experience. And moreover, some of the courses are not going to be open to the undergraduate, such as one of the flexible core course, the purchasing and supply management, and sustainable operations management. Those courses you're not going to see in undergraduate level. But if you go outside to work for 1 year or two, then you're going to see those decision-making tools and all those methods and uh, the knowledge you're going to learn from those courses are going to be essential for companies' decision-making. So undergraduate is more tells you that what is operations management, but the master level tells you what you can do with operations management and how you're going to manage that function within your company. Of course, if you want to go to PhD, then talk to me as well. That's going to be completely different domain.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Dr. Wei. And at this point, I will put in a plug. So this session is dedicated for our in-residence full-time MS in supply chain management program. We also offer an online supply chain management program really designed for working professionals. So, Rachel, if you get a dream job out of undergrad, that's awesome, but you're looking to, continue learning. We do offer an online supply chain management program really designed for working professionals. And I think it's great. You'll have a good foundation to go into this graduate program, but you're definitely going to learn so much more at the grad level and more in-depth knowledge. Um, okay, so we had another question about applying for the graduate assistantship. So I covered that a little bit earlier. Once you are an admitted student and pay your $500 tuition deposit to confirm your seat, you will have access to additional campus resources, including access to the university's Career Design Center, where you're able to apply for assistantships and on-campus employment. It's through the university's Career Design Center that you'll find the bulk of assistantship and on-campus employment opportunities posted. As we get closer into the summer and moving into the fall semester, additional opportunities will be posted. Also, you might find some opportunities through our School of Management Career Resource Center website. The platform is called BizLink. You'll gain access to that platform if you are a deposited student in early June. Any additional questions? Okay, so Rachel, if you're graduating with your undergrad in 2026, then you'll actually be considering the program for summer 2026. Our 2026 application will open on July 1st. So I'm excited you're here to learn more, but you definitely have some time to get, your ducks in a row and your application materials together. So our 2026 applications will open on July 1st. Okay, I see your question about changing your I-20. Feel free to email me directly. Generally, we don't update I-20s unless the university is supplying additional funding. If your source of funding has changed, we probably we can ask the Office of International Admissions to look at that, but send me an email so that I can review in more detail, okay? Any additional questions? Sure. Another great one for Dr. Wei. How does this program benefit my career long term, specifically in procurement? Dr. Wei.
Oh, procurement. I think that is going to be one of the course I'm right now is teaching. I think two things. First thing is you're going to learn. I know procurement is going to be one of the major function in any companies. And there, I think there's two important beneficial kind of the benefits when you join this program. First one is that we are going to, from the learning's perspective, we're going to more focus on the cutting edge approach of what is the best practice right now in the procurement, not only from your own company's perspective, but we're going to survey and from the scholars' perspective, what are the kind of cutting edge tools we can use try to at least lower the total achieve the purchasing and procurement objective by lowering the cost or at least the total cost of ownership from that perspective. So more practical considerations. Second, I think you're going to group with many of the industry professionals in the same from the same similar backgrounds. You can exchange ideas and build those kind of long-term relationship, which going to helps you in future decisions. Sometimes I'm joking around with saying that the procurement officer there is going to be more valuable as you get into this program. You need time to build up your connections and build this skill set. Because all those things you cannot just learn from school, but time will tell and time will value your experience. Take time to build up those catalog of possible suppliers, take time to master the negotiation skills, all those things you're going to learn from these programs, and you're going to have a cohort of supporting system students with the same ideas, and you can grow together. And in the future, maybe that you too are going to be, let's say, suppliers and purchaser or other way around. I think this give you tools, but also give you the platform for you to grow.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I've received some private messages, some direct messages about the best research and electives to choose within this program. So you don't have to worry about choosing your electives right now. First of all, you're going to start with core. If you're admitted to this program, you will have a dedicated academic advisor in our graduate programs office. You will also have a dedicated career advisor in our Career Resource Center office. So really those two resources, in addition to Dr. Wei and other, supply chain management faculty, will be really helpful to you in determining what electives make sense for you to take based on your career goals. So don't worry about the elective choices right now. At this point, it's all about one, admitting and or applying and being admitted. If you are admitted, enrolling, and then once you start the program, you'll get additional information. For our admitted students, we will have additional admitted student events, virtual events over the summer, where your academic advisor will talk in more detail about some of the curriculum and course registration, but nothing to worry about at this time. If you want to get ahead, you can definitely review the curriculum planner on the website and also then go into the course catalog to search additional descriptions. But you have lots of time to select your electives.
Megan, I want to add a couple of comments on that question. I think we have the 3 semesters, summer, fall, and spring. So when you get in, you're going to start with the summer program, in which you have going to be one core and one elective. And that elective, I think majority of people are going to take, which is going to help you through the following 2 semesters. So that elective is going to be spreadsheet and statistical programming for business. That you're going to use a spreadsheet and optimization tools from that spreadsheet for the following spring and fall semesters. So when you get in, I think everything is set, so you don't need to worry about. Then you're going to have 1 or 2 months to decide, hey, what do I want to do for the following fall and spring semester to tailor those electives for my personal interest. And that time, you have two months to get to understand which electives you should take and what is sequence I should take it. So we plan those kind of elective in a sequence way so that you are going to be less worried when you get in. So for summer, enjoy the program, enjoy the nice weather in Buffalo, and then you have 2 months to determine the next step.
Absolutely. And the Career Resource Center will actually they'll have an MS supply chain management career checklist that you'll also work on over the summer. It's very easy, but it also helps inform a little bit more about looking into future career aspirations. But again, there's so many job postings right now for supply chain management professionals. Use your time wisely and look for some of those opportunities, and then it can help inform, what electives you're going to choose later. But as Dr. Wei said, you're set for the summer, and you can enjoy your classes and also all that Buffalo has to offer in the summer. It's definitely our best season, but every season is great. Yes, Joseph, we are recording this session and we'll share it in about 1 week's time once it's edited and transcribed. So definitely don't worry, you'll be able to catch up. Are there any additional questions? Okay. Well, at this point, I really just want to thank Dr. Wei for his time and very helpful insight and information on our MS in Supply Chain Management program. Oh, okay, Joseph, I want to answer this because I've been hearing this from students. Okay, apparently there was an article um, about OPT and, discussing cancellation. No, no, we have not heard that at all. And also within the article that I read, twice in the article, it talked about this bill would highly not be likely to pass, which means OPT will not be affected. So I know there's a lot going on in the media right now, but no, we are not hearing that OPT is going to be canceled. Our MS and Supply Chain Management program is STEM designated, which provides you an additional 24 months of OPT for a total of 36 months. So I've seen the article that I think you're potentially referencing. And again, in the article, in two spots, it says that that bill will not, is highly unlikely to pass. So please don't worry about OPT being canceled. Obviously, if anything changes, we will be communicating that, but we are not hearing that on our end. OPT is here. Um, so again, this session is being recorded. We'll be able to share it with you in about 1 week's time. We are still accepting applications for summer 2025 enrollment. If you have questions, please follow up. I'm going to put my email into the chat. And we just really appreciate your time and interest today. If you have any additional questions, we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again, Dr. Wei, and thanks to all of you for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.